Hey guys, it's Ronald from Yahoo Southeast Asia, and
I'm Nisha Rahim, guys. We're producers, obviously.
yeah, for the new episode of Vibe Check. And today we have a very special guest with us, Jeremy Lee, who's a fitness trainer and Pilates teacher. Hi, Jeremy.
Hi Nisha, hi Ron.
We're super excited to have you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
As you
Thank
can
you for
tell,
inviting me.
Jeremy is fit. He is that's a weird intro, but Ron, go ahead.
No, it's great. I mean, Jeremy is fit, as you can see on camera, on video, of course. He's a fitness trainer. That's obviously why he's in good shape, right? So today we're going to uncover, your whole personal trainer journey, as well as how fitness ties in with mental health. So I guess just to dive in straight into the first question, right? So for you as a personal trainer, have you noticed any new fitness trends in Singapore?
Definitely. So many different fitness discipline has sprout out in the last few years. I think spin is very popular here in Singapore. A lot of strength training group classes also. And Pilates is definitely up and coming. A lot of interest from a lot of people wanting to take up Pilates in recent years.
In your opinion, why do you think Pilates or strength training is so popular in with Singaporeans actually, yeah?
I would say that a lot of people are taking charge of their own health and they really want to actually build a stronger body. We're talking about like a better core, better mobility in their joint. I'm also thinking that perhaps the last few years of work from home has actually screwed up a lot of people's back. From the excessive amount of sitting in front of the screen, I think that a lot of people realize that their back has, taken a toll from all that lifestyle and way of living. So Pilates has becoming increasingly popular with like a lot of working crowd. Yeah, in fact, I think a lot of men, they have stepped forward and wanting to find out more about Pilates. In the past, it's always well known to be like something exercise that's much more popular with the women. Pre and postnatal women. But these days, we do see a lot of men coming forward to want to actually strengthen their core, work a lot on their hip mobility so that they can actually enjoy going on doing their physical tasks, their sports a lot better.
I always thought that Pilates is for women. So when we heard that you were a Pilates instructor as well, we were like, wow, that is really... But can I ask you, Jeremy, when it comes to like for men, what are the considerations here? Because, I mean, it can be quite intimidating because Pilates, as you know, the whole stereotype that it's for women. So when they come to you, like, what are their concerns? Like, oh, do I have to be flexible, Jeremy? Is that one of the factors?
They come with these questions, those questions that you just said. Definitely, they will feel that they might not be able to catch up with the group class if they are not flexible. But rest assured, I think when it comes to group classes, there will always be multiple options with different level of difficulties for the clients. So I would tell them that take it at their own pace, encourage them to keep trying because flexibility doesn't just happen within a week or month. It definitely has to take like a period of time for them to build their flexibility. Many of them came to look into strengthening the core muscles, their hip muscles. Yeah, they don't realize that for them to actually get out of back pain, actually they have to work a lot on their hip mobility. That means strengthening their butt, strengthening their leg muscles, making sure that they are not moving with a lot of unnecessary tension already on their joints.
Oh, I didn't know that. I think it's very interesting. Some misconceptions that people actually have about Pilates. Maybe you could share like a key observations you noticed. Yeah.
Okay, I will use this chance to actually clarify this once and for all. A very common questions that I get from people who have not tried Pilates, they will say that, is it the same as yoga? Like, what is the difference? It's like, they are the same thing, isn't it? Okay, so if we were to actually trace back history, I'm pretty sure that yoga has a longer and a far history compared to Pilates, because you do realize that a lot of poses in yoga, they actually are named after animals. They are named after like salutations. They do maybe involve a little bit of like meditation stuff involved in it. So there is that lineage in the background in it. So Pilates came from Mr. Joseph Pilates. So he himself created this repertoire, this system of exercises that actually helps to build a stronger body, targeting on your like core strengths, your flexibility, and your joint mobility at the same time. Yeah. So we are talking about like specific movement that you can actually either do on a Pilates apparatus. We have like the reformers, we have the window chair, we have the Cadillac. Not just exercises that you can actually do on top of a mat.
Yeah, I think that's the most common thing that even I, as you know, I'm not so certain, but I will also try to draw references. Is it same as yoga? But it must be annoying if Pilates
Yeah,
is
all
like,
the time, all the time,
stop.
all the time.
You mentioned also like in general Singaporeans, right? So we're kind of focusing on young Singaporeans, Gen Zs in particular. Have you noticed them taking up more personal training or fitness classes, and why or why not?
The Gen Z will be those born after 1995. That means that they are probably 27 years old right now, they're about, or even younger.
2000s or so.
Considered 2000.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So pretty young crowd. I do see them in a lot of like spin classes. I do spin sometimes, so I do actually also join in the fun and the vibe that they actually have in those classes. I would say that maybe they would prefer group classes over personal training, also because the cost is a consideration for them. Group classes will definitely be cheaper compared to one-to-one personal training. Yeah, and I think that most time the Gen Z will want to actually like keep up with the latest trend. What is like the most trendy like fitness workout right now that's popular on the social media, so that they can actually like gather all their friends together to work out together, which is a good motivation. You actually foster a sense of community among one another by doing group classes together.
I know of friends or family members who've done spin classes, and then they end up having a rhabdo, which happens quite frequently actually. I was curious to know actually, what are your thoughts on spin and potentially how it could cause rhabdo, or how can people better manage attending spin classes without injuring themselves?
I'm not a medical professional. I would always tell and urge clients to actually go at their own pace if they know that they don't regularly exercise. So going at their own pace is the best way for them to actually, like go about doing a high impact or high intensity class, because they need to actually listen to their body very carefully so that they do not get injured from either pushing themselves too hard.
Yeah, sometimes it's a shock, right? Because the system suddenly, when you want to be ambitious, point to be noted for us if you want to go for spin classes. Can I just dive into you? Because we have to address the elephant in the room. He was also, you were a key model for us for our Fitspo series.
Yeah, I did.
So do tune in, guys, to the articles. But it was, I think it was in 2021. And then I was reading something about you, particularly about why you started it. About going through fitness. And you mentioned about you actually competed actively in kayaking in junior college and university days, and then you said that as you grow older, you kind of realized there was your muscle imbalance was worsened, which is why you sort of went into and discovered Pilates. Yeah. Can I ask you, was it a key factor, or also did it also help you with your mental health as well? Because it must be a tough time for you. You needed that outlet. Is that also a consideration for you?
Definitely. So I have scoliosis since I was a teenager. I didn't realize how much imbalance it brought out on my body until I started doing sports, and I realized that that actually kind of make things worse if I don't address my differences in my muscular strength. And I was trying to find out a different fitness method to help to overcome this kind of strength difference, and that's how I came upon Pilates. I realized how much Pilates has trained me to be very aware of my movement, aware of my body alignment. So I use that as a fundamentals in weightlifting. and I felt that it has been very, very helpful for myself. I definitely believe that exercise do help to combat stress by releasing a lot of endorphins, a lot of dopamine to actually help us with that. And not just that, you also will have a better self-confidence. You will definitely sleep better. Your mood will definitely be better when you get like a good amount of uninterrupted sleep.
Right. Yeah, that's a key factor. It's going to be my motivation now, Ron. Do not look at me with your, with your skeptical eyes. Other than Pilates, because you're also a fitness instructor as well, Jeremy, can I ask you, like, what are the other sort of fitness activities that you think should be, that there should be more focus on? Because now everyone's going for Pilates because it's a TikTok. A lot of them, we see the videos on TikTok, we get inspired.
Right.
But there's more depth to that, right? It's not only Pilates, there's other forms of activities. Maybe you could share with us, like, what are the things that you think, people should also start opting for, start looking at maybe to get fit and better in their health?
I believe that all different fitness methods, they are good for anyone. You just need to find what works best for your body. Some people that like high impact, high intensity workout, okay, if that's for them and they find that helps them to manage their calories a lot better, then go for it. But some people, they don't like that kind of environment that they are being put through in a high impact, high intensity workout. So they may actually opt to do something that is actually low impact, a little bit soothing, like maybe yoga, Pilates actually would be a lot better for them. Then go for it. I think a lot of people also need to know that other than exercising, they have to look into their diet. Yeah. Yes, and nutrition is so important for you to make sure that your lifestyle, your workout is effective. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's dependent on the needs and wants.
Correct.
Yeah. That's how you customize programs to your clients as
Definitely,
well, right?
for sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you mentioned about nutrition and I guess a fitness program, right? And how do you as a personal trainer customize your programs to fit, clients with different goals, different body types, different fitness levels even, to ensure they get the best results?
Definitely have to work that into the client's fitness goal. So if clients are into weight management, I definitely have to actually do like diet planning with them. We have to actually like look into like what are the current things that they are eating, and then we can actually work a way around to actually give them suggest a better nutrition plan for them to help them get to the targeted weight they want to meet. And then for clients who are not too concerned about like weight management, they probably want to work a lot more on like core strength, joint mobility, muscle flexibility for injury prevention. I will of course do more Pilates, more mobility targeted exercises with them. Yeah, and if you're looking into like just progressive overload for strength gain, then definitely it will be weights. Yeah, so my clients come to me with very different fitness goal, and I actually have to be very versatile, yeah, and give them what they need to reach that goal.
People look up to you, obviously, because you're experienced and you're very well versed in this. But is there a pressure for you as well? Because I mean, it's not easy, right? You're here advising people, but do you sometimes feel like, oh my God, like I can't slip up, like I have to be fit myself, because how am I going to? Do you face that kind of pressures, and how do you overcome that?
Definitely all the time, all the time. I have to walk the talk, right? I'm definitely a big foodie. Yeah, and because of that, I actually take it upon myself to exercise regularly so that I just make sure that the calories that I take in and the calories that I output actually balance out. Yeah, so that I actually can stay in shape. Yeah. One thing that I do realize that I cannot neglect is my practice. Definitely my weightlifting. This one, and then my self-training in Pilates. Yeah, there's another one. Because I do teach like a wide spectrum of clients who are really like they could actually be professional dancers. So I definitely need to make sure that I self-practice a lot in Pilates so that I can teach exercises that challenges them. And this exercises definitely is not going to be easy because it actually demands a lot of flexibility and mobility on the joint. And then I have clients who are looking to gain strength from weightlifting. That means that I also need to learn how to actually do the exercise correctly with like progressive overload for myself so that I can explain to them how it should feel when they do the exercises, and also I'll be able to spot them when they do those heavy lifting. Yeah.
See, not a lot of people would know this. They would just take it as like, oh, whatever you say goes. But the effort that goes to building, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I'm enlightened, you know.
I think walking the talk is actually, it's a very broad stroke in saying what we need to do, but diving deep into like what needs to be done, I think it actually has to be a very specific and targeted approach in it.
Yeah, there's that level of tenacity you need to have, the dedication. Kudos. See, I have so much respect now. I'm gonna like send all the Pilates instructors a nice DM.
On your fitness journey, right, how do you continually improve yourself or make sure that you can stay updated, you know, or refresh so that you can educate also your clients as well, you know, yeah.
Always be a student. Always be a student. I have discovered over the last decade of teaching that my clients are the best teachers. Yes, I always learn so much from them. So much from teaching them, teaching their body, asking them for feedback, changing my program to fit their fitness goal, coming back to them again to ask them whether this works for them. And all this continual feedback that we have been exchanging helps me to grow as a fitness professional.
It's like how we are learning from you today as well. Yeah, it's always the give and take. Because there's also that level of intimidation that first-time beginners face, right? When you're going to the gym, going to Pilates, there's always that fear. What advice would you give to those people who are interested, but they're a bit worried about so many things, you know, like, you know, people's perception, whether they can do the exercises or not? Is there anything you would, you know, sort of want to say or advise to them?
Have the courage to make the first move. I always wish that a lot of newcomers, they take the initiative to just step forward, let the trainers know that, oh, you know, I have not been exercising for like the past few years and I'm very, very new to this. Can you just let me know what is going to be done in the class that you would think that I would not be able to do? So I feel like having that also helped to set the expectation between the trainer and the client a little bit better. So that we know what is their concern and how we can actually help them along the way.
It's being honest, yeah?
Yeah,
That's the key.
yeah. Because most time, if they come in without a lot of fitness background and knowledge, they will definitely be lost. Yeah. And the more lost and confused they are, I think the harder it is for them to keep up with the program.
Yeah. And then the self-doubt starts kicking in and stuff. Yeah.
Are there like nutrition no-nos? Like things you should kind of avoid, I guess?
It's all about like the counting your macros, right? Yeah, I always say that balance what you need to find a purpose in the nutrition itself. So if you are talking about like gaining lean mass, you actually have to make sure that you have sufficient amount of protein and make sure that happens and that is inside your diet. Yeah. Yeah. Not really a no. I wouldn't say that you should avoid all the sinful food, but always have that in moderation.
I love that word. That's a key word.
Yes.
Moderation.
Everything in moderation. Yes.
I think I've learned so many things. I'm going to be keeping notes about this, Ron. So when are we going to go for a lesson later?
Wow. Do you meet new clients? Do we get a free trial? Or...
No, I love how we're putting him in a spot while we're filming this. No, we're kidding. We're joking. We'll call you. We'll contact you for more information on this. Yeah, but we're so happy to have you here, really, Jeremy. I think we've learned a lot, particularly about like the things that we need to take care of our body and not to rush into things. Yeah, I think that's a key factor that I've learned. For you, Ron?
I think I've learned just moderation in general. And yeah, I mean, she brought up a really interesting point about how, you know, when you start, your fitness journey is quite scary sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, like for me, if I go to the gym and like I see other people like lifting weights, I'm like, whoa, I don't know how to do this, you know. But now that I've got the assurance of a trainer who says, you know, you can just start from where you're at. That's really great.
Always reach out. I think that you never know that how much help you can actually get when you actually reach out and ask for advice, ask for a question. Like you will realize that a lot of people are willing to share with you.
I think it put people at ease because when we go, it's usually quite frightening. Like, why are you laughing? You so agree with me on this.
Well, it's frightening for me as well.
Yeah,
so.
it is, absolutely. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We definitely welcome you anytime, Jeremy. So we'll be in touch with you for more fitness tips.
Please, I love to sit on this couch again. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was like I feel so at ease also now. I'm so
Awesome.
happy.
Thanks,
Okay.
Jeremy.
Thank
Thank you so much. And that
Thank
was
you.
Vibe Check, guys. Today we were speaking all about fitness, how to make yourself better, how exercise helps with our mental health.
And
I feel better. Moderation is important as well. But then till then, our next episode, Ron, you want to hit them with what social media
Yeah,
should be
if you like
following?
what you see, you like this content, you can follow us on social media, go to Yahoo News website. You have all the latest news and lifestyle updates. We are on Telegram, Instagram, Facebook. And with that, this is the end of this episode of Vibe Check.
Stay healthy, stay happy, and yeah, whatever.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.